What's good? Okay. All right. Consciousness, listening to what feels good in your body, ignoring societal and familial conditioning on who you're supposed to be, how you're supposed to live. Waking up from the Matrix, if you want to choose to look at it that way. This is, I talked about looking at the life you want tomorrow and making decisions more about, every today, making whatever choices you can make to make your life already be like that. It's also, I guess the new wrinkle for today's video is like, this is how you like figure out who you're gonna have around you in your social circle. Which, like, I don't know, I guess looking back, I always spent a lot of time alone. Going back to like elementary school earlier. And when I was a little kid, that was chill. I mean, I guess they say every child is a narcissist. I guess there was some level of like wanting my parents or my brother to come join me in the fun of whatever I was doing solo. And they did, to whatever extent they were available to. But there was also plenty of time where there was, playtime in the house and it's just me entertaining myself. And it wasn't until like elementary or middle school that the like occupying my own time thing turned blue. Like, I guess there was that like childhood narcissism of feeling owed or feeling entitled to someone coming and joining me and playing with me, I guess, as a tot, as a nugget. But it wasn't like sadness about it. There was the entitlement about it, but it was mostly just like, okay, well then I'll just have fun on my own, I guess. Some level of perception that with other people would be better, I suppose. And then over the years, I guess, as the societal conditioning set in, sometimes I would spend that alone time rather than having it be lit, which if you're having alone time, I know people struggle with loneliness these days. You always have the option available to you to make your alone time lit, because you can just do whatever the fuck you want without worrying about whether somebody else is going to be like, oh, that's not what we can be doing right now. The loneliness is like you choosing to plant the thought in your mind of, or choosing to allow the thought to be planted in your mind of like, that what's normal, quote unquote, or what you should, that you quote unquote should have someone else to spend that time with. And I guess, the attachment is the root of all suffering, right? The Vedic philosophy. Or if you like P-Funk, right? Be careful of the thought seeds that you plant in the garden of your mind, for seeds grow after their kind. It's true. What thoughts you choose to claim and continue allowing yourself to cycle around the cognitive cycle of thinking that thought. I guess what I'm getting at is consciousness, right? I've been talking about consciousness in a lot of these videos. You don't perceive reality. You perceive what you interpret from what your organs of perception send to your consciousness, which is maybe gibberish, or maybe it resonates, I don't know. Like, you exist in the reality that you choose in your consciousness or in your mind to exist in. If you spend your alone time thinking of people who you know who caused you pain in the past or whatever, you're choosing to be in that pain. Attachment is the root of all suffering. I tell myself this story about how this thing went in the past, and I sure would like for it to have gone a different way. Control what you can control, right? The past is the past. Focus on the present. You can't control what happened back then. You can control how you proceed. You can control if you learn the lesson from how it is that you showed up in that situation. And it's okay to make mistakes. One goal that I think I've done my best. I've done my best to work on this goal, and I think it's been a good one to work towards, is just not repeating mistakes. Now that can get difficult because sometimes you make a mistake and then you focus really hard on learning the lesson. Oh, I'm going to make sure I learn this lesson and don't make this mistake again. And you learn the lesson a little bit wrong. You don't get all the nuances of the lesson from making the mistake just that one time. And so then you you make the mistake again, kind of, and feel the pain again. And you're so attached to that you had tried so hard to learn that lesson so you wouldn't make that mistake. And it kills you that you made the mistake again, even after trying so hard to learn that lesson. Which I guess here's where another thing about like listening to your body comes in. Work on learning your lessons, but be gentle with yourself. Don't rush yourself. You can't make the river stream flow faster. It's going to flow the speed that it's at. And you know, if you're in your canoe headed downstream, your kayak, whatever, you can spend all your energy paddling the boat forward and get really tired and get blisters all over your hands. Or you can just float. Let the stream take the time that it's going to take and not be so detached from that need to get downstream faster. And it'll be a lot chiller. So focus on your lessons for sure, but also when you're tired, rest. Be gentle with yourself. Don't be so focused on your lessons that you're just putting a bunch of pressure on yourself to learn them, and you're not actually taking advantage of that you have the opportunity, despite your shortcomings and flaws and the lessons you need to learn, to have fun in the present moment. You're already good enough that you are worthy of enjoying yourself. You don't need to learn your lessons before you can do that. But yeah, not repeating mistakes. As a goal, one that I fail at all the time, it's helped me a lot to repeat mistakes a lot less, and eventually maybe get that cycle that I'm caught in. You know, quit being a tetherball, bouncing back and forth, become a pendulum, and then getting that pendulum as close as I can to equilibrium. You know, those cycles that you're caught in, if I can get heady for a minute, man, you have tones in the cosmic harmony that you are meant to contribute. Those are the cycles that you're caught in. But when you are a tetherball bouncing back and forth between extremes, you are off pitch. You're not contributing the tones you're meant to. If you learn that there's this boundary over here and it's got these pros and cons, and this boundary over here and it's got, and so that's why the tetherball or the pendulum goes, and you kind of learn, okay, this trait in some situations, this trait that I have, this mistake that I keep making, in some situations it serves me, and in other situations it really bites me in the butt. So you learn the boundaries that this cycle has around it, and you stay closer to the center, equilibrium, on pitch, contributing the tones you're meant to the one song, baby. Oh my God. Not repeating mistakes, connecting with people. Man, this approach that I'm describing, loving yourself, not feeling ashamed of your mistakes, and also working on them, recognizing them, but not getting down on yourself because of them, poking myself in the cheek. Wow, there are a lot of people who are clinging to their shame and their narrative of how horrible they are because of the mistakes that they've made. And oh boy, does it trigger them when you have those same shortcomings and you don't fucking hate yourself for it. And man, will they yeah. Not everyone, a lot of people are focused on their like numbing of their hard feelings and not necessarily trying to delve into them and work through them. And that's okay. Not everybody is going to connect with everybody, but working on, not the societal conditioning, the familial conditioning tells you you're supposed to be close with these people. You're supposed to be accepted at the football cheerleader lunchroom table. You're supposed to be close with your family, parents, siblings, all of them, like regardless of whether you have things in common with them, regardless of whether you can actually coexist harmoniously with those people. So try to deprogram and unlearn like these arbitrary, societally communicated things about who it is that you're supposed to be close with in terms of teachers, coaches. Like, get close with the people who, the way that they treat you and the advice that they give you and the way that they show up for you makes you feel shown up for, taken care of. The people whose advice resonates. You don't have to make some big melodramatic confrontation of cutting other people out of your life, but, when they want to contribute unsolicited advice or whatever, let them, and just don't say anything to whatever extent you can, and maybe share less around those people. Just like let people gravitate towards and away from you naturally, I guess. A lot of people are seeking in relationships to validate their ego by having this relationship that proves that some relationship that went poorly and wounded them in the past, that they didn't deserve that. Well, they didn't deserve that, but it's about validating that internally for yourself, and then only cultivating relationships with people where it's mutual exchange, equal give and take, where you are being served by having that relationship in your life, and where you're able to give what it is that you're capable of giving to that person, without them getting like triggered by it or whatever. Ego. When people are attracted towards you, ask yourself if they really know who you are, or if there's just something about you that their ego wants the validation of, you like picking to have them in your life or whatever. Make sure that you're not accepting people's advances because of that like rush of endorphins of your ego being so happy that such and such person was interested or whatever. Look for reliability, trustworthiness, feeling safe with people. These are the things to go towards, not the superficial stuff, I guess. Anyway, I don't know. I hit some topics I wanted to hit in this one, but I'm kind of like, getting lost in the sauce of what I'm trying to talk about. So I'll probably return to these topics again at a different time, but I don't know. Glad I got them out to whatever extent I succeeded at even like phrasing them remotely well. Anyway, hope this was helpful to anybody. Thank you for letting me get a little more, I don't know how to describe it. I am getting flowier. The P-Funk quotes are starting to come out. And I have some of my own related lore, I guess, to start dropping there. Anyway, I'm going to be trying to have more fun with these and less, it's like I was saying, don't make learning the lesson, don't be so focused on learning the lesson that you don't take the opportunity to have fun in your life. This stuff ain't that deep. There's been 15 billion humans. What you're struggling with, I showed Atlas of the Heart, the emotional states that all humans experience their life through the prism of. Everybody's felt what you're going through. Whatever their story was, they felt the same feelings as a result of it that you feel as a result of yours. That whole, like, I gotta isolate myself. My suffering is, believing that your suffering is special is kind of narcissistic, folks. And also gets in the way of connecting with other people and healing it. Recognizing that everyone else feels that stuff too, and you're not such a freak. Big part of healing. But so yeah, I am gonna be trying to put less pressure on myself, and just like enjoy filming these videos more and just goof around more, because it's not that deep. Other people have survived it, other people have worked on it, and 15 billion people have lived thus far in genetically modern humanness, and think about all the problems that some of them went through. Like, whatever you're struggling with, you might be over-identifying with the moment that you're in, because it'll be over way sooner than you're aware. And you'll look back and you'll realize all the stuff that was good at that time that you were struggling that is no longer there. Yeah, so just try and remember it's not that deep, and go away to the best of your ability, to whatever extent you have the control over your circumstances to do so. Go away, just literally go somewhere else aside from where the thing that's causing your misery is happening at, and just go exist somewhere where that's not the case, and try and chill out and enjoy being independent and not having any of the people that make you sad or whatever in your consciousness. You can remove whoever you want from your consciousness. It's pretty chill. All right, peace, love, abundance, safety, health. Bye-bye.